Across the country, threats to abortion access are ramping up. In Florida this week, Republicans proposed a bill that reduces the state's ban from 15 weeks to 6 weeks of pregnancy. In California, Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom ended a $54 million contract with Walgreens after the company said it would no longer sell the abortion drug mifepristone in 21 states where Republicans threatened legal action. And in Texas, we are awaiting a ruling from a federal judge that could outlaw abortion medication nationwide. But my next guest says there's more at stake than we know. She says these restrictions could have a chilling effect on how young people navigate sex and relationships. Joining me now, Christine Emba, Washington Post opinion columnist and author of Rethinking Sex, a Provocation. Christine, welcome to the Saturday Show. Nice to see you, not in the office like we usually see each other.
Thanks for having me.
Sure. So why is it important to keep abortion drugs like mifepristone on shelves at places like Walgreens?
Well, I mean, you have the obvious answer, right? Medication abortion makes up more than 50% of abortions in the United States, especially in the first trimester, which is when women tend to have abortions. In the states where it has been perhaps been pushed off, where Walgreens says it won't distribute, these are often some of the most rural states, red states, where it's not like women can just trot over to their OBGYN to get an abortion done. So this really reduces their access and shows how troubling it will be in the future.
And then, so if the drug is outlawed, what communities specifically will it impact the most?
I mean, it will impact women in rural areas. So 4 of the states where Walgreens has agreed not to sell it, Kansas, Iowa, Alaska, and Montana, this is sort of the first port of call for women who don't have easy access to their doctors. It will, of course, affect poorer women and women without stable health care, which in America is a lot of women.
Mm-hmm. So you've spoken to a number of young women and men about how they make decisions when it comes to sex and relationships. How is a post-Roe America altering the dynamics of those relationships?
Right. So my book, Rethinking Sex, is a look at sort of the cultural dynamics around relationship formation and sex in the United States. And as you can guess, it's not looking great. And exactly as you said, the rollback of Roe via the Dobbs decision, and then the publication of decisions like this one by Walgreens not to distribute the medication for abortion is going to continue to have a chilling effect on relationships.
And when you say chilling effect, that means not coupling up, not getting married, not having children, not having sex at all.
Perhaps all of these things. I mean, we've already heard conversation about, the so-called sex recession. And we are, of course, now in a relationship recession. Fewer people are entering relationships, getting married, finding partners. And when you talk to young people, you see that decisions like this, the potential lack of bodily autonomy, is really affecting their decision making. Women are entering relationships or not, rather, because, sex is risky now. They don't want to risk losing their autonomy. Urologists have mentioned that young men, really young men, like at the age of 18, are increasingly asking for vasectomies because they're scared of an unintended pregnancy that they won't be able to have control over.
How much are these decisions, meaning banning abortions or reducing the number of weeks, or what Walgreens has done, how much of that is affecting college decisions? I mean, we're coming up to the point where seniors are going to start deciding where they go to college. Is that playing a role in where women in particular, but all young people decide where they go to college?
I mean, absolutely. It's huge, especially in the states where you're seeing the firmest restrictions, states like Florida, for instance. You're really seeing young people reconsider their choices. I mean, you talk to young women and they're like, well, I would go to UNC, I would go to University of Florida, but what if I found myself in need of an abortion? Where would I go? So they choose to go somewhere else. Some, in fact, fearing a loss of freedoms that they used to depend on, are choosing to go outside of the United States entirely.